Greetings, Butterfly Tribe, and welcome to Daily Dose of Truth, which will be coming from Romans, the 6th chapter, starting at verse 20. It is written, "For when you were servants of sin, you were free from righteousness. What fruit, therefore, were you having then, over which you are now ashamed? For the end thereof is death. But now, having been set free from sin, and having become servants of the Most High, you have your fruit, resulting in set-apartness, and the end, everlasting life. For the wages of sin is death, but the favorable gift of the Most High is everlasting life in Messiah YAHUSHA, our Master." It says, identify your fruit. And we're going to go to Galatians to help us out with this scripture, because it says, what fruit were you possessing that you were ashamed of when you were a servant of sin? And I'm going to tell you what that fruit is, because in scripture in Galatians 5, it says that when you are a servant of sin, which is to your flesh, it says that the fruit or you're going to reap the corruption of the flesh, which is well known. Those are adultery, whoring, uncleanness, indecency, idolatry, drug, sorcery, hatred, quarrels, jealousies, fits of rage, selfish ambitions, dissensions, factions, envy, murders, drunkenness, wild parties, and the like. Those are the fruit that you were bearing in your life when you were a servant of sin. You may not have been a bearer of all of them, but I can promise you that some of these things showed up in your life when you were a servant of your flesh, of sin. And then you were ashamed of them. But it says of these particular things that those who practice such as these shall not inherit the reign of the Most High. You can't live that lifestyle and make it into the kingdom. But once you became obedient to the Most High and you started to produce the fruit of the Spirit versus the fruit of the flesh, these are the fruit that you should see showing up in your life. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, trustworthiness, gentleness, self-control. And it says, against these, there is no law. So this is where you get the favor, because when you begin to show and reap these fruit in your life, there's no law against them. You can't give too much of these things. There's no law against living right. There's no law against living according to the way the Most High wants you to live. And when you live, when you're walking in Him and you begin to produce the fruit of the Spirit versus the fruit of the flesh, there's no law against it. Which is that's why you no longer live under the law, is because you're not doing anything to break the law. You're gaining favor because you're living right, and He's giving you the fruit of this favor, which was just described. It says, and those who are of Messiah have impelled the flesh with its passions and desires. Because if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Today, I'm just simply asking you to look within yourself and identify your fruit. I hope you have enjoyed today's Daily Dose of Truth.